Welcome to another episode, Middle Ground with JLE L.L.C, where we treat you like family. Have another amazing guest for you today. We have finance business planner and licensed health insurance advisor, Carissa Bush, MBA.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you, man. It's good to be on. Thank you so much for the invite.
Oh, I appreciate you for sharing your story to help somebody.
For sure. That's what it's about.
Yeah, because some people are like, who is this guy? What do you want? Why you connect?
That that's all right. I appreciate what you do, man. We need more people like you out here.
Oh, you're so kind. So tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So working mom of two little ones, a wife. I had a little dog. I had a doggy baby, but he's no longer with us. But other than that, I'm just an individual searching for purpose, defining my purpose, and just trying to do some good out here. I got into the finance industry during the pandemic, like the most craziest time when people just are trying to keep some kind of normalcy. But I wanted more. I wanted to do more. I felt a purpose. So that's where I'm at right now.
Okay, so that's what led you to this path. The
For
pandemic.
sure. Yep, for sure.
Did it affect your job prior to you switching?
Specifically, yes, it did. Because I mean, I left some consistency, a guaranteed paycheck where the job never was different. Everything was the same. Like if it was something different, it could be easily solved with a with a fix. But here, like it's new. Everything is new. It's always changing. We're dealing with people money. We're dealing with the economy that don't know what it's going to do, what they want to do, and it's
Man,
uh,
inflation.
inflation. But not only that, like the pandemic is a driving factor for sure. And like this thing is a beast out here, so it most definitely has a big impact on the economy. So um, it's ever changing, and it's not something that you can just adapt to.
Yeah, because you would think we would have been at the end and figuring out what's the new normal we're gonna be working with. But right
There
now,
is.
it's kind of down. But okay, you still like, is there another wave coming? Are we about to hear the breaking news? It's over. This how we're gonna go forward, going forward now. Like, okay, when that news comes, and
I'll
it's
tell you this, Jeff. I
mhm.
thought we were out of it. I thought we were out of it the end of summertime. I had all these big plans for family
Yeah,
get-togethers and
uh-huh.
Thanksgiving, and then January hit, and I'm looking at the news like, oh, I don't want to go nowhere. Like it's getting scary.
Yeah, like oh no,
It's
oh no.
crazy.
Yeah, I found myself because my mom had got it around Thanksgiving,
Hmm.
and thank God she got better. But
Yeah.
I always tend to do all her errands for her. So
Hmm.
wherever I go, I'm masked up. And some might be like, "Are you? I ain't got it like anything about you. I ain't taking nothing around her. I'm vaccinated and all that. I don't trust nothing.
A
So
hundred percent.
I'm around you. I got a mask on because I got to go around her at some point."
100%. So like, um, thank God is right. That was the perfect saying right there. Thank God, because I am a woman of faith, and like you, I take care of my mother as well. I take care of my two little ones. I have two little ones under the age of 5. I have my husband. We have people in our family that has compromised immune system, and I'm the same way, masked up no matter where we go,
Mhm.
and it's just you don't know. We don't know as much as we want to play it safe. It's still uncertain. Like I heard a story the other day where some lady told me her husband play it safe, gloves on at the market store, wherever he's at. Like he's always masked up and he still caught it. And it's just like the only thing you could do is pray to God
Yep.
and take these precautions. I tell you this, just honestly speaking with you, I had a scare last night coming home from work, and I was like, the people around me in the office, uh, it was a couple of cases, right?
Okay.
So I kept telling myself mentally, like, you're all right, like your immune system is okay. But man, the mind is so powerful. It hit me. It was like, and
Oh, oh man.
I told my husband, I was like, look, I just want to be safe. I want to make sure I don't have it before I come home. So I'm hitting the expressway 10 minutes before Rite Aid close trying to get those home tests. I'm
Man,
negative.
I remember. Thank God, and
Thank
we
you.
do Bible study here because God the reason why I'm on this path to help people find their purpose.
Good. Yeah.
When the governor shut everything down, I was still custodian in Wayne State. We
Hmm.
was off for like 2 or 3 months, and then when stuff started getting a little better, we had to go back to work, and I had a panic attack in my living room. Never had one before.
Wow.
I was really freaking out to where I had to slap myself. Like, hey, God got you. Relax. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Stay away from people.
Yeah.
You right? Because
It
all them
takes that.
like, man, how they spray this joint down. You for real? You want me to come up in here, but you got everybody else at home? Really? That's what we doing?
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, this what a panic attack is? Oh no, devil is a lie. Mm-mm.
I know
Yeah.
that's right. Claim that. The
No,
devil is a lie. But you don't know these things are real until they happen to us. Like, I guess you're right. I had a panic attack too. I'm sitting in a grocery store, like coughing, was perfectly fine 10 minutes before I walked into the grocery store. And you're right, that's exactly what it was. It was a panic attack. Like I'm feeling dizzy and everything. But no, I had to like God just put it in me like, nah, what you gonna do? How you gonna how you gonna get your mind back right? You gotta get your mind back right. Because like the mind is so powerful. I was telling my husband this morning, it was so powerful. I made myself have these symptoms.
oh, I
Just
mean,
harboring.
the
Just
tongue,
harboring on that.
the tongue breathes life and death, and the devil attacks you in the mind first to make you speaking like, do I got this? And you could have been perfectly fine, like you said, like I ain't got no. And then you just start getting so paranoid, like what? Relax,
Relax.
we got you covered.
A
God.
100%. Yeah.
Now just for record's sake,
Hmm.
anybody that don't want to wear a mask, all that, that's your business. Ain't nobody
Absolutely.
judging here, you know.
Nothing against y'all.
And you shouldn't judge someone that do want to wear one.
100%. Yeah, 100%. I have coworkers that they preference is not wearing a mask, and I love them just as much as I love the person that has a mask on. It's
Mhm,
just cool. Like we gonna talk 6 feet apart. I'm gonna have my mask on. You can talk
mhm.
to me, and I'm not gonna treat you different. Like 100%. Thank you so much for that disclaimer because
Oh, you
it
got you.
needs to be said.
Oh
It
yeah.
really does all the time.
I mean, we need to really act like some of God's greatest commandments: love thy neighbor as thyself. We talk it, but we don't really live that.
No,
All
no.
this political stuff with something basic as okay, you do what you choose to do, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need you where you should trust. Don't I ain't questioning you. Go get
Right.
vaccinated, boo boo boo. So don't worry about me and how I'm doing.
A
We
hundred
need
percent.
to respect each other's perspective and keep it moving.
I agree. I agree. It's so funny. Like, I the year that I was born. Like some people go off a horoscope, some people don't. Like me, uh, a lot of people that I'm very cool with, like family and friends, they go off a horoscope all the time.
Okay.
Like you a Pisces, so your personality is like this. Okay, that's cool. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we're talking about like people preferences, right?
Hmm.
And my personality, I get along with the most abrasive people, and people just like, how can you stand? I'm just like, I don't know. Like I am who I am. I can get along with any personality, the most sweetest person, the most abrasive personality. I am who I am, and I love enough just to love them for who they are. Will I always agree with them? 110%, maybe not. And I'll let them know, and I'll voice it in a very soft manner. But that's what we need more. To your point of where you were talking about, we need to respect each other.
Yeah,
We
we got.
need to just we can have differences, but we just need to allow that person that grace to act out or be who they are and don't take it personal.
Yeah, I mean, allegedly, that's the whole point of being American, the Constitution. We can have difference of views, and still be cool.
Yeah. And I ain't going there with you just today about that. We ain't gonna go on that subject because
I ain't going. That's what a second side of the show. I'm doing other work.
I ain't going there with you today. But yes, that
Nah.
to follow up what you was talking about, 110%. Yes, that's what it was made to do.
Yeah, yeah. We ain't doing no history on all that. People go look that up from the show.
No, not today.
So, what does a finance and business planner do?
So, and a short snip about what we do, we just help the person today plan for themselves in the future.
Okay.
And we take many different factors into account: the economy, one, they lifestyle, what kind of lifestyle they want to live, other factors that may not be present in their life, like children or college. And we just try to create a roadmap for them.
Okay.
And we know, like, this is like an estimate of how your life should go financially.
Gotcha.
And we'll build some kind of leeway within there that if something happened, like a pandemic, a COVID, that
Mhm.
you're still okay. Your financial plan isn't impacted whatsoever. And essentially, that's what we do. And a lot of times we build safeguards within there with risk management products like your life insurance, your income protection, which is disability insurance, and then we
Mhm.
put the fun, sexy stuff in there, right? The sexy stuff everybody want to talk about.
What's that?
Investments,
Oh, okay.
investments, the stock market, 401ks, IRAs, like all that stuff. It's a
Okay.
balance of two. It's a balance, right? Because
Mhm.
if somebody they get injured or they have a health condition and they out of work, what's the first place they gonna go to, Jeff? They gonna touch that savings.
Yeah, that's true.
But if we build that safeguard in our financial plan, we don't have to touch our savings. Our savings are still looking nice, and we have income coming in until we get better, until we get well. It doesn't impact our financial future in the, for the long run. Essentially, that's what we do. But not enough of us want to, because we're young, right?
True.
We're young. We're in the rat race, which is okay. It's nothing wrong with it. Life is a rat race,
True.
especially if you become a family working person. Like, you're in the rat race, work, house chores, this, that, other, then you forget about it. But I like to talk to families. I like to talk to individuals very early on and tell them, like, look, this is something we need to consider. Even if you don't act on it now, I want to plant that seed.
Okay.
Kind of like faith, right? I
Yeah.
plant the seed, somewhere along the line, it'll grow. Somebody will water it, it'll grow. But it's in the back of their mind. I can at least say, I did my job.
Okay. Now, what are some tips for someone to start getting their financial affairs in order? Start budgeting, saving, and stuff. What's some tips they could do?
That's a great question. So I would say step one, have a budget, because a lot of people don't have a budget in place, right? A lot
Hmm.
of people, they don't know what income's like. Well, they know what income's like coming in, right? People count their coins, they know what their coins look like coming in.
Hmm.
But as far as like a surplus, like, are you in the surplus? Are you in a deficit every single month? Do you have extra wiggle room to start investing? Like, so get a handle on what does it look like as far as income coming in and expenses going out. Are you in the green? Are you in the red? And then that's one thing. And then I would say find some wiggle room, because there are a lot of expenses that we can possibly cut out for a time being, just to save some extra dollars or donate towards our future.
What are
So
examples of those?
what example? So for example, like eating out. If it's a couple eating out every single week and they spending $30 to $60 a week, like, that could be something, maybe a luxury item that we can do every other week. And that extra money could go towards, their Roth IRA or a permanent life insurance policy, because the power of a permanent life insurance policy is very powerful. And a lot of people, we don't talk about it. It's
Well,
like taboo in our society.
well, speak on it. Well,
Okay.
what power does
Yeah.
it give to get one?
So, we live in the day and age where anything can impact our health. I mean, like, look at COVID. Look what it
Mhm.
is doing to people's bodies. Like, and
True.
we don't even know the lasting impact that it does to our bodies.
That's true.
But something as simple as high blood pressure. You're healthy one year and the next year you have high blood pressure. You could possibly be uninsurable, right? Or you could go from paying a very affordable rate in permanent life insurance to paying double or triple that.
Whoa.
I mean, it just that's a very extreme
Okay.
example, but
Okay.
along with other health implications or whatever, like that could be somebody's reality. So if we get it while we're young and we're healthy and we keep it for the duration of our life, we can have it's like I always say it's like a savings account on steroids, right? Because it's a dual product. It's there for the death benefit in case something happens and we
Mhm.
pass away prematurely. Our family inherits that,
Mhm.
but also you're building up cash within that policy that you can use in the future. You fall on hard times or you need to do whatever it is. You could access your permanent life insurance policy like a savings account.
Really?
And I mean, I wanna put this disclaimer out here for people. Please talk to your financial expert i- and figure out how it works within your financial plan because there are different ways for you to take out the money on your permanent life insurance policy, and you want to make sure you're doing it the right way for the right reason. But it's there. It's there to do that. Where people save in the bank account and you earn it how much? You earn it 0.01% on your policy and on your savings account. And some life insurance policies, you can absolutely earn up to 5%.
Oh,
Where else do you know a product that do that? Banks and corporations have been doing it for years with permanent life insurance policies. Why don't the people know about it? Why aren't people doing it?
well, I know sometimes you hear people want to talk to you about it, you think, oh, this is another pyramid scheme or something. It ain't been broken down the way you just said it. It-
And a lot of communities need to hear it. Sorry to cut you off, but a lot of communities need to hear it because I know I can speak on the Black community because I'm from the Black community. A lot of our people don't know about the power of a permanent life insurance policy because years ago, decades ago, Joe Schmo was selling them garbage policies, and that has a negative stigma to it. But no, it's some policies out here that'll do you right. It's some good people out here that'll do you right and actually care for you when building these policies and these plans for them.
okay. Hey, somebody learned something today.
I'm telling you, I was sitting there. I had a whole conversation. It was so funny. I was talking to some people at church, and I was telling them I insure my children. My husband, he saves in the bank account because he's old fashioned. I love him for that. It is what it is. Like I don't want to change him. If he want to save for our boys in the bank account, go ahead. I save in their permanent life insurance policies.
Okay.
I dedicate money every single month to their permanent life insurance policies. And I have the autonomy that if I want to, I can stop their policies at age 18, 25, 30, and give it to them. Boom. My grandkids automatically inherit some money.
Okay.
But also they have that cash within that policy.
I like how you spin that game on the Saturday.
It's all right, man. You got me fired up. Let's go, Jeff. Let's go.
Let's get it. Now, what's the process to become a licensed health insurance advisor? If someone,
Oh, that absolutely. So it's a very easy process. So, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I failed my first test. I failed my first test. Don't know how. It was probably I was pregnant at the time. It was all hot in the summertime, but I failed it.
Yeah, you want to
But
focus.
it probably wasn't hormones, all that good stuff that come with pregnancy.
Mhm.
But you know what I did? I was like, okay, we're gonna study a little bit more and we're gonna go right back at it. And I
Get it out.
passed the second time.
There you go. Get it out the
You
mouth.
know, I wish they give us scores because I would have liked to know how much I failed by. But that's what you need to do. You need to get you some good study material and you need to study for it, and then you need to take your exam. And then you license. And then like for me, I'm licensed in several states. So
Sweet.
then you just yeah, oh yeah. The goal is to be licensed in all 50 states. That's the goal.
Okay.
But other than that, once you get state license, you could just pay another fee for to be licensed in another state.
Now, what's the step after your license in all 50 states?
You just figure out what you want to do. I mean, like pretty much you just find yourself a market. You find out, who you want to market with. You can go and be sell subjectly for one company. You can sell for multiple companies. It just really depends. Like me myself, I try to find a product that caters to the client I'm speaking to,
Okay.
because one company may not fit exactly what they're trying to do and how they're trying to build it into their life and into their financial picture.
Hmm.
So I find one that fits them. Some people, they come to me, they're a little bit older, they have some health problems. So I got to do some digging. I got to do some digging and try to find a company that will give them a product. And it's not a lot out here. That's why I also tell people, let's get it while we're young. Let's get it while we're healthy. Let's
True.
keep us locked in. Let's get our health locked in case we have a health event. We still locked in at that small premium price paying it.
Okay. So the companies don't come to you once you get certified and licensed. You reach out to them or just be an independent contractor.
I'm not gonna say that. The companies, they come knocking. They come in your LinkedIn DMs. They do. They no, but honestly, all jokes aside, no, the companies, they will come knocking. Um, it's
Okay.
just you got to figure out what company aligns best with what you're trying to do in the market that you're trying to explore. Yeah.
Okay.
So it might take a little bit of homework
Hmm.
for an individual, but once they see that on your LinkedIn or whatever, specifically speaking, your LinkedIn page that you're a in this industry, oh, they'll come knocking.
Okay. Now, do you have a website if someone wants to reach out to you?
Absolutely. So you can look me up at Carissa Bush on LinkedIn. I got it, Carissa the Planner on Facebook, and pretty much Carissa Bush on anything. You can look me up. That's Instagram, that's Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. I'm all over the place.
Okay, cool. Now, if someone wants to be a finance business planner, what's the
Hmm.
process for them to do that?
Oh my goodness. Whew. So you have to become securities licensed. So there's 3 tests you have to take. The first one is the SIE exam. That one is going to take blood, sweat, and tears to do that one.
Okay.
And the best advice I have for somebody that's pursuing that, make sure you find great study material, because and I you can go through Securities Exchange. I think the website is ftcu.com. Not trying to, plug anybody else in there, but I know that's some good study material, 90% success rate. And then from there, you have to find somebody to what's the word I'm looking for? You have to find somebody, you have to find a company to kind of to go up for that, because you can't just become securities licensed without a company. I can't even think of the word right now. It's complete. Say that again.
Vouching for you be the word.
Yeah, it wasn't the word I was looking for, but pretty much, yeah, you have to be established with a company, and then you'll go and you'll take your Series 7 license or Series 6.
Okay.
And then from there, you have to take one more, or you have to take your test in material, and then you take your test for Series 7, Series 6. And then
Mhm.
you have one more test to take. It's 3 of them. So we said SIE, we said Series 7 or 6, depending on which one you want to do. And then you got to take the 6th or the 66 or the 63. So it's three tests to become financial finance security license and to start doing planning.
See, I was thinking you gonna get a finance degree.
I wish that was the case. Then I would have been good in 2008. I'm telling you, or
Yeah,
2000. Let me see,
like
2013.
there's a lot she's talking about. There's a lot of tests. Oh,
Oh, that's only the tip of the iceberg. Like you, there are so many designations out there, for you to really find your craft and make sure, because regulations is ever changing,
that's true.
the laws around it, everything is ever changing. So like you can become a certified financial planner. That's a year in studying. I mean, some people can bust it out like shorter than that, but if you're working on building your business, if you're working on, if you're a family person, then that's something you want to do over the course of a year. But there's so many other designations just to hone your craft and give your best to your clients that you service and staying on top of the industry.
Okay. Now, what have been some of the challenges you faced?
Everything, those tests, like I told you, the insurance test, I cried.
Ah, ah,
I didn't really cry, but it was a little bit, it was a big deterrent. You're like, oh man, I studied for this, that, and the other. Got to go back at it. But if you use that discouragement in the right way, it can fuel you to go right back at it. But some of the challenges, the biggest challenge I would say is establishing yourself in the industry as a expert, right?
okay.
Especially just starting out. A lot of people, they want credible people that's been in the game for a while. So trying to find a clientele is it's difficult. It's very difficult. I flunked out of a company because I couldn't establish the clientele. And instead of letting that discourage me, I said, okay, well, let's go out there and get it. Let's define it. Let's define who you are and who you're going to service in here and how you're going to do it. And that's the biggest challenge at all,
So
is finding your clientele.
now, how do you figure out your clientele you're trying to find?
That's a great question, and I'm still figuring that out to this day. But I say what I found that's successful right now is trying a little bit of everything, getting out there, getting in different clubs and organizations, do some volunteering, like go do some free work out there, and get out in your city and find out who you want to work with, because that's the biggest thing. Like what might bring in the biggest dollars to you, income, financially,
Mhm.
it may not, that industry just might suck for you, or I'm sorry, that clientele just might suck, and it's not the person, it's just like whatever it is.
Yeah,
You got to find out who you like working with.
not a good fit.
For
Okay.
sure, for sure. I guess I could have said that, but I'm long-winded nowadays. You got me fired up, Jeff.
Yeah, I appreciate the energy. Now, what has been the impact on the positive side since you found the clientele?
Oh man, that's beautiful. Impact, when you talk to somebody who never knew this information before,
Oh,
right? And it clicks, and they're like, "Oh, are you serious? Like I can do that? This exists?" Like you get off the call and you're like, "Wow." You leave the meeting, you're like, "Wow." Like I feel like I really changed their life. You could just see the light bulb going off, ping, as you sitting there talking to them,
that's
and
awesome.
they're like, "Oh, this exists." And then knowing that when they take action on your suggestions and they see you as that trusted advisor, and they're calling on you, "Hey, what about this? I just seen it do this on the
Mm,
stock market, or will this impact my plan?" And you're like, okay, like they're I'm their guy, I'm their girl.
okay.
And then that you're helping them for 25, 30 years, retirement, after retirement, their children, their grandchildren. Like when you're impacting their financial future,
That's beautiful.
sleeping like a baby at night.
That's beautiful. Now, would you have envisioned you would be somewhere on this type of a path? Or
Absolutely not.
what was your original vision?
So I went to school for business.
Okay.
And Jeff, I saw myself as working in somebody else's business,
Mm-hmm.
climbing the corporate ladder, right?
Okay.
And honestly, it would have been that. It honestly would have been that had it not been for my break coming through, right? Like you can, if anything you've learned in these 30 minutes about myself, you can kind of see I'm ambitious, I'm very lively, right? And I've been like that my whole life. With age, you learn how to define it, you
Mm-hmm.
learn how not to alter, but I've always been an ambitious person, and I would have been climbing that corporate ladder had it not been for God blocking it. Nope. You want to go there? Mm-mm. No, no, sis. Nope. That ain't gonna come. You think that person gonna give you the opportunity? Nope. Because I climbed my way up at a corporate job in logistics pretty fast.
Okay.
Like within 8 months, started as an hourly employee. Within 8 months, was a management employee. Made a lateral move. 4 years later, I was asking for different positions to like four different managers, like, hey, can I do more work? Like, give me more responsibilities. I can do more. Like,
Okay.
use my intellect, use my body, like, put me to work. And I tell you, it wasn't until the fourth conversation with my fourth manager that I want to say my spirit talked to me. God talked to me and was like, look, what are you going to do now? And I tell you how the conversation went. It happened like, isn't it crazy how you get like little feelings in your spirit
Mm-hmm.
after you have a conversation or after you do something? And
Mm-hmm.
that conversation with that fourth manager in 2 years, four different managers in 2 years, because this logistic company I was working for, they kept managers coming in and out. That's just the industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I said, so, you know, I want to talk about moving up within the organization. I've had a conversation with the past three managers, and he says, good, you should be good at this. And I was like, oh, this ain't going well. This ain't going good at all. But
Wow.
it was at that moment where God talked to me. He was like, all right, sis, what you gonna do? And right after that, I went to planning. I went to thinking because I didn't even think about this finance industry. Like I had a recruiter reach out to me and I kind of
Mhm.
shrugged it off. I was like, mm-mm. I'm gonna be in logistics. Like, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm gonna be making six figures pretty cool. Mm-mm. Leave me alone. And then that year came by and I was like, what was that recruiter's number? I, I need to go have a conversation with her.
I hear that. I hear that. For real. Like, we
That's
got
how it happened.
now, change his path. Okay.
Yeah, that's how it happened, man. My season wasn't right there.
Yeah. I mean, I can relate because when I rebooted my show in March last year, if I could have got to season one, episode 22, January this year, I'm like, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm gonna get guests from. I was just doing it, talking about all the other topics. I ain't thinking about interviewing. Then Chris Mattoon, Major Shepherd L, which led to Tisha Hammond, Robin Wilson, others. Like, the other people now, I'm like, hey, I want to be a part of your show. Like, wow, I didn't see this path.
Blessings.
What I know about purpose, I'm still trying to figure it out. When I'm the Moses of purpose now, I'm not part of the Red Sea, man. What you talking about, God? What you doing? And like, and you got to be the vocal point. So you introvert, you got to talk to people. Stranger danger. I know you're gonna look at my page like, who's this guy? F, what do he want? Oh, he seemed okay. Let me talk to him. Like, oh man, you take me out my comfort zone. Let me just do my little move, make music. No, and use you as an example. Like me, I ain't doing nothing spectacular. I know. Talk about you, like, oh, you just got me on Front Street. Yeah, as it kept growing. So how can people watch? I'm like, Anchor, audio. What you talking about? Oh man, we gotta figure that out. Then I found
Yeah.
out about StreamYard. I gotta get in front of a camera. Ew. Oh man. So
Yeah.
we're just gonna just not be in the corner no more. You're gonna be front stage. Gotcha.
I
And
love it.
because you want to be obedient to your purpose and
Mm,
people.
that part. Obedience.
Yeah,
That part right there, man.
that's hard to do. Because God know better. Be like, nah, man, I got the plan. Like, I did make it all, bro. I think I got better for you over here. Like, nah, man, my path is good right here.
I'm comfortable. I think, yeah, no,
like, nah, man.
obedience.
That ocean I got, it's a big spot right there for you if you just follow me. Like,
Whew.
he is God, you know what I'm saying? I guess I do need to follow.
Yeah, what do I know? I mean, I guess this is my creator. What? No, 100%, man.
He put the skills in me. Like, I guess he would know. Like, trust me, you can do this. All right.
I
And
love that.
I've been humbled to hear all of y'all amazing stories that's helping people.
Absolutely, man. I love that. I love that. Obedience has been the word in my prayers on my lips since last year. I don't know how it got in my, well, I know how God put it in my spirit, but obedience, because it's not something that's taught easily. Like even as a child, I got a 3 year old that's a splitting image of me as a child,
Uh-oh.
and I'm trying to teach. Like I say obedience like at least once a day. Like listen, you're not gonna get this, or you got to be obedient. You got to listen. But then at the same time, am I being hypocritical? Because God is telling me the same thing, but I'm not gonna go preaching. But I tell you this because that's what's been on my mind: obedience. Like it's so funny. I'm gonna share this with you. I
Mhm.
follow another church, and they're in Kentucky, but I follow them like I'm a member of them. Wednesdays Bible studies, Sundays, service,
Mhm.
and they so my church family here in Flint, Michigan, we just did a 21-day fast as a
Okay.
church, as a congregation in January. And we
Mhm.
were doing it, Jeff, I'm telling you, we were doing it from uh 6 a.m. in the morning to 6 p.m.
Oh wow.
7 days a week. And when I tell you, me and my husband, that's our thing. We connect over the weekends. The kids go over to grandparents on the weekend. We connect, we eat, we talk about whatever. That's our time for each other.
Mhm.
And like for us, like sitting here, like when 6 o'clock coming, 5:59 to 59 minutes, 59 seconds, we eating. Like it was a difficult, challenging task, especially on the weekends, because
Yeah.
on the weekends we splurge. Like that's our time to unwind from the week.
Mhm.
But the church that I follow in Kentucky, Thursday, I got my days mixed up. Thursday, I was driving home from work. It's 8 o'clock, and I said, "Well, let me tune in to Bible study." I
Okay.
just told you Bible study is on a Wednesday. It was a Thursday, but God led me there, and I
Mhm.
looked, and they doing a church, a fast for their church,
Wow.
and they did it, and they were doing it all last week. So they were doing it like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So it
Oh,
was a Thursday. They was doing it from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m.
oof.
And I made it just in time to do it on Friday. You know what I said? I said, "No, God."
I'm here on the next one.
Man, I made up so many excuses. Jeff, I said, "No, God." But what was it? What was the chances of me tuning in a day late, catching the last pass? Obedience. I was not obedient. I failed that test. But the
Mhm.
next one, I'm gonna try to do it. I said, "Nah, God, I just fast. I just fast all 21 days in
Did this already, man. I need to get
January.
out.
Give me some grace. Give me some grace, God." I
Oh,
said, "No,
I feel you.
no." But to your point, I'm long-winded. To your point, obedience. I'm learning it. It's a great behavior to have in health and wealth, right? And building wealth
Mhm.
and spiritual connection to God. Like it's something that we need to have in our character all day long. And I commend you, Jeff, for being obedient to your passion and where God is leading you. Because this is going to impact somebody's life, and who know where you'll be next year. So thank you for this. Thank you for this outlet.
I appreciate it. And this episode about you. Be as long-winded as you want. We do Bible. It's
you
all
you
great.
think I'm long-winded? You need to talk to my husband.
Okay.
I love his long-windedness. He'll school a person in a heartbeat, and he
Okay.
love it.
That's awesome. Now, the last question I ask everybody:
Mhm.
what advice do you have for someone trying to find their purpose?
Mm. So the first thing came to my mind was find you a great mentor. The last company I told you I flunked out of, I got a great mentor. Still to this day, like that man still trying to help me and build me.
Okay.
Find yourself a great mentor. And you don't need one, you need a team. It takes a village, right? You
Mm,
find your mentor in another way. And for me, my spiritual connection to God is what keeps me going. Because it was a discouraging year when I first started, right?
I can believe that.
But you have that faith, you got the word to lean back on, and
Hmm.
then you get a message from anywhere. Your spiritual awareness, you're on your height, right? So
Hmm.
a word can come out of nowhere, and you know that's a word from God.
Oh yeah.
And it could be a complete stranger just saying something about whatever. But you say, okay, I needed to hear that. So I would say a mentor, being open to just being spiritually connected and being open for just all kinds of possibilities.
Okay.
Because you never know when your breakthrough will come through. You never know who it may be. Like you never know when you're talking to an angel in disguise. I got that from Yvonne Orgy. And that's so true for everything in life. You
That's
know, you never know when you're talking to an angel in disguise. You at the supermarket, you're talking to this person, they see the kindness in you. You're just genuinely being compassionate about yourself. You meet that person 2, 3 months later at a business setting, and they're the person that put you on.
that's true. You protect your brand. You never know who God will use to help you.
You never know when you're talking to an angel in disguise. Never know.
That's some great wisdom and advice. Put down for people that might want to go this path.
Yeah.
Appreciate you for sharing, taking your
Thank
time
you.
Saturday to chop it up with me. I want to
For
thank
sure.
finance business planner, licensed health insurance advisor, Carissa Bush, MBA, out here doing big things. You got any other things coming up you want to promote?
You know, not at the moment, but my husband and myself, we got something in the workings right now. We about to try to touch the youth. We about to try to do more in our city. We from Flint. We
Oh,
love our city. Great talent, great minds out here. It's time to start empowering the youth. So we getting some things together. We getting involved in our community because that's what it's about. I
true.
got 2 little boys. I want them to know this is what it's about. It's about serving.
That's a
Yeah,
great lesson to teach.
for sure.
Well, I thank you for doing it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl and Valentine's. I appreciate people
You
in
too.
business weekend.
Yes, thank you. You too, man.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thank